Hello, hello, this is Feardragon coming at you with another StarCraft 2 netcast. Today we have, from week number 3 of the After Hours Gaming League, it is going to be IBM versus the Google Zerglings, game number 1. Let's go ahead and jump in and introduce the players as we spawn down here in the bottom left-hand side of the map. Yonsu, we have the red Zerg player representing, of course, Team Google Zerglings. It is Relkin. And his opponent spawning up here in the top right-hand corner of the map as the blue Zerg player representing Team IBM. It is Thudbang. And it is going to be a Zerg versus Zerg on our hands over here on this map. So I am pretty excited to see how this is going to go. Again, this is game number 1. So only time will tell what kind of shenanigans could happen. Maybe it will be a big macro game. But honestly, on a map like Yonsu, I do often see a lot of really early Zergling and Baneling aggression, as well as a lot of early Roach aggression. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see something like that out of both of these players. But for now, we do have pretty normal looking builds coming out from both of them. No spawning pool going down just yet. Getting up that gas geyser first, then the spawning pool. Whereas, yeah, Thudbang just a little bit further behind. I think that he went for 1 extra drone, so gonna be feeling pretty good about that. But again, guys, this is for the After Hours Gaming League. If you're not familiar with the After Hours Gaming League, it is a league where players are actually employees at all these different companies. These people work at Google, they work at IBM, they work at all these top tier tech companies, and some not tech companies, I believe, as well. And they find time in their spare time to play StarCraft for the good of charity, and that's because all of these different organizations have actually chosen a charity which, if they win the After Hours Gaming League, $5,000 from Day 9 TV will actually be donated to that charity. So it's really, really awesome. You guys should definitely go check them out and see what, maybe what charities all these different teams support, because then you can maybe get a sense of who you maybe want to root for, even if you're not a participant in the After Hours Gaming League, or if maybe you aren't actually working at any of these companies. You can kind of pick and choose who you want to win. But regardless, we are seeing this game sort of start to pick up now, so we're going to have to wait and see who's actually going to be getting the points that will send them closer to getting to those playoffs to actually choose the, make use of the charity that they chose. But for now, Relkin actually just doing something interesting. He's just leaving his 4 Zerglings at home. Going to continue to make more and more Zerglings. In the meanwhile, we see the opposite from Thunderbang, who's actually sending his Zerglings across the map. He's going to encounter this natural expansion very, very soon, which, he's already seen with his Overlord, so he says, okay, it's not some kind of early, just one base, a Zergling, Speedling all in, or anything like that. So he's going to come in over here, he's going to poke around, we'll see what damage he can get done over here, and he is just going to, poke his head up the ramp, harass this natural expansion, and then he's going to have to back out. Both Zergling speeds are going to be finishing up very, very soon, actually just 2 seconds apart from each other. And I love the Game Heart overlay. You can see that actually over the right-hand side. Well, actually, I think that the After Hours Gaming League thing is blocking that. So I'll go ahead and fix that in the next game, guys. But in the meanwhile, we do have some Banelings being morphed in for Thudbang. Oh, Thudbang wants to get a little bit more aggressive. The Baneling that's not actually finished up so far for Relkin, so he's going to have some superb micro to really make sure he stays on top of this. And 4 Zerglings for a Baneling, that's not a bad trade for Thudbang. And Thudbang actually comes out a little bit ahead in that trade, but those Zerglings are very, very low in health. They are going to get taken out eventually by Relkin. And you have to remember that Thudbang does not have a natural expansion. He is looking to be as aggressive as possible with this. He has to make this work, or that is going to be GG. A Spine Crawler already finished up for Relkin. Relkin looking to be in a pretty good position, but 4 more Banelings being morphed in. Relkin's Baneling nest has finished up, though, so he's going to try and do whatever he can. Oh, those 2 Banelings, if they make it up that ramp, they could just explode on those Banelings as soon as they end up morphing in. And we can see that Relkin actually trying to account for that, just kind of splitting up his Banelings a little bit. The Zerglings going after that hatchery. Relkin trying to explode on those Zerglings with the Banelings. Gets all the connections, but it didn't trade super duper cost effectively with some of them. And those 2 Banelings, they'll want to find some good Baneling hits, and oh, they find 5 or so drones. So a really nice win over there. A Baneling from Relkin, though, does take out a handful of these Zerglings. If Relkin can keep this hatchery alive, he may be able to stabilize, he may be able to recover. He's getting after Zerglings to do it, and it looks like he's going to be able to chase Thudbang back, but Thudbang has another round of Zerglings coming in. Does Relkin realize what he needs to do? He's morphing in more Banelings. He's trying to burrow the Spine Crawler on the low ground, but the creep spread just isn't there. He can't get it there quite in time, as now even the Zerglings are actually kind of blocking the path. Thudbang just going straight for the main base. The Queen gonna get completely caught out of position. That's gonna hurt the Larva Injects, as that's just gonna make the defense even more difficult. And now we see Thudbang, he's cleaned up everything over in the main base. The Banelings, oh wow! It looks like the hatchery does end up falling, and GG gets called. Relkin gonna tap out, and Thudbang gonna take game number 1 for Team IBM. That's gonna bring this series 1-0 in favor of IBM. So guys, we're gonna go ahead and jump into game number 2. Please go ahead and feel free to click the annotation, and it'll take you to game number 2. But otherwise, not a whole lot else to say. My name is Fear Dragon, and I'll see you guys in game number 2.